out there, you know. And I recently got out of a relationship. I was dating 5 treatment Patty. It didn't work out, and I had to let her go, but I came home one day and on my email, you know, there's a little letter in my email that said, thinking of you, and I went, that's nice, she's thinking about me, and I opened it up, and she goes, you know, in memory of you, I decided to start hanging my toilet paper over the top instead of from behind it, because we had the conversation. So, you know, great. Every time she wipes her ass, she's thinking about me. So I started wiping my ass with pictures of her, and then I got a paper cut, and you know, it's moist, it's hard, you know, bad pants, put Band-Aid or something. That took some while. And speaking of toilet paper, has anyone seen that new commercial from Charmin where the mama bear is chasing the baby bear around, trying to get the dingleberries off its ass? Things and pieces and stuff. I mean, you know, new and improved Charmin. How many times can they improve that? I mean, you know, they got 1-ply and 2-ply, quilted and scented. You know, if they could make one my finger wouldn't go through, that would be really good. You know, I kind of have stuff I want to do, so I want to move along. Something I've been working on lately is, has anyone seen the movie, The Bucket List? Yeah. I haven't. But, you know, the premise is stuff that you want to do before you die, and I thought, you know, like for an addict, that would be just something special. So I started my bucket list, and I thought I'd share it with you a little bit. So I wrote it down. My bucket list would be to actually use a hanger to hang clothes on. You know, to go to a fast food restaurant and not take extra straws. To get my credit score over 450. To use the doctor recommended amount of anything. I could wipe them off fast, but I have to learn to wait for the lab, so I'm going to do that. How about to use sandwich baggies for sandwiches? You know, I got that one. Let's see, now I'm going to look and see what else I got on here. Oh, spend the weekend in the hotel with a No, I've already done that one. Hang on a second. I've already done that one. You know, keep my license for over a year. You know, to tell the truth on a job application. You know, that's what we all struggle with, isn't it? And then I was talking to my buddy Steve recently. He called me this week. Steve came from Wisconsin, a great friend of mine, and he called me this week, and I told him about the new premise and stuff. He goes, well, how about Samsonite luggage? And I go, I don't get it. He says, well, you know, most people walk into treatment, everything they own is in a garbage bag. You know, so I'm thinking, yeah, I used to have matching luggage. I had 4 Cub food bags. With handles. Right. Well, that's not it for jokes. I want to tell a couple of quick stories here, experiences of mine on amends. You know, I recently made some amends. I made my amends to the IRS. You know, I got clean and I got a job and they sent me a letter and I went, they must owe me money. You know, and believe it or not, that was not my experience, so I locked into an agreement with them to pay them $236 a month. I did that for 4.5 years. I paid them $11,000 on a $7,000 bet that I still owed $6,000 on. And the lady goes, Mr. Will, what about that $25,000 retirement fee that you cashed out? And I said, well, I was supposed to tell the truth. You know, I spent it on crack cocaine. I'm in recovery. There's about 10 seconds of silence. She goes, well, Mr. Will, we're going to need a receipt for that. I swear to God. It's the truth. But I also want to share that in March, through working the program of Narcotics Anonymous to do the next right thing, a friend of mine from my church gifted me some money and paid off the rest of my tax debt for me, and I'm tax debt free today. Okay, this is my last story, and I'm going to get Mike McGee up here. Last year I made my amends to my mom. You know, I took her to San Diego. I thought that, you know, once I got her 30,000 feet with a seatbelt on, she really couldn't go anywhere, you know. But beforehand, I called up to San Diego, you know, to find an NA meeting to go to that week, and I find out there's one on Wednesday. You know, I'm in Imperial I said, great. So Wednesday comes, and I drive to the meeting with my friend, and we pull up there, walk in, and the guy says, we know this is a Spanish-speaking meeting. And I went, well, on the internet, it's an English-speaking. He said, well, he goes up and he gives me a meeting list. He tells me if you go down here, you take a left, you go to the hospital, they got a meeting there tonight, too. And I said, well, okay, so I take direction, I run over there, and we walk into the church, or into the hospital, and asking people no one really knows anything, and find a security guard says, well, since they've changed ownership, that they don't have meetings here anymore. And I'm thinking, typical addict shit. No one can keep a meeting list up to date. So we drive back to my buddy Mike's house, and we're like 200 yards from the Imperial Beach Pier, and I've got the meeting list, and it says that at 10 o'clock, at lamppost number 3, there's an NA meeting. And I'm going, and it's like 10 to 10, and I said, well, I'll check it out. So I get out, and I walk down there, and I walk out lamppost number 1, 2, 3, nothing really going on, and stuff. So I walk out a little further, and I turn around, coming back, and there's a guy walking out with a TV tray, and a guy with a coffee pot, and they stop there, and I go, it's post number 3. They said, yes. So we had a meeting, and 11 people showed up. 9 of them were there to get the card signed. And I was like, celebrating 5 years, but I'm sitting, this one guy's twitching and smoking, and his girlfriend's waiting at lamppost number 2, and she's there, and he's like, they want their card signed, and they go, and they're all bundled up, they got these clothes on, and I got a t-shirt on. I mean, it's February in San Diego, it's like 62, and they're cold. I'm from Minnesota and stuff, so I just want to know that Narcotics Anonymous is a worldwide fellowship, and if you ever get to San Diego, to Imperial Beach Pier, 365 days a year, at 10 p.m., there's a narcotics